Hey everyone, super excited to be here with you Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. and more so excited because today I'm at Tidal Waves Mumbai. It's one of the finest bookstores we have in Mumbai, and in fact this is the bookstore where I actually launched my book, The Queen of the Comeback, and it's got amazing memories for me here. So I just thought, I was traveling today for work and there was no time for me to get back home, so I thought why not use tidal waves to do my FB Live with you guys today, and they are ever so kind to allow me to do this. And I'm so very grateful to the management here, to allow me to do this live from here. So super excited about that. And today's topic is also very close to my heart, because it's about not to focus on other people. And a big hello to everybody who's logging in. Hi Anil and hi all the other people who've logged in. That's really kind of you guys to be here with me. Hi Ruma. And, I just want to cut straight into the topic today because I'm in between work, but I thought I'll squeeze out about 15 minutes and have this conversation with you guys today. So the topic I want to talk about and touch upon is how, not to focus on other people. And I tell you why I pick up this topic, because a lot of people lately that I meet are, complaining about, this continuous angst, this continuous anxiousness and of, things that, I have not done as well as I should have done. I've not done, my friends are doing better than me, they have a better career than me. And, there's this constant comparison in the head that's going on for people, which is making them very, very dissatisfied. And I thought it was need of the hour to talk about this topic because, I'm sure you would agree that there are times in life when we feel that everybody else is ahead of us, whether it's in their careers or whether it's in their relationship area, some area of their life, we feel that, everybody's ahead of us. And we do that and we feel that way because we are continuously comparing ourselves to others. And to be honest, we compare ourselves to others because we are programmed to do so. I mean, from the very childhood, we're compared to, we're compared to our siblings. We're told, bhai ke jaisa bano, didi ke jaisa bano, or we're compared to our cousins. We're saying, why aren't you bright like her? Why don't you paint like this one? Why don't you dance like that one? Or we're compared with our neighbors or our friends, right? So there's a continuous comparison going on. And in some sense, we are trained to believe that our self-worth or our value is only in terms of how we compare to the other people around us. And that's the way we are brought up at home. That's the way we are brought up in school. So there's a constant negative programming around that if I don't compare myself with others and don't do well, there's no hope for me in my life, right? Literally like that. That's how we are brought up, right? So what it does to us is that when we grow up, we kind of tend to do the same. And we are, we want somebody else's house. We want somebody else's car. We want somebody else's money and bank balances. We want somebody else's parents. We want somebody else's children. We want somebody else's spouse. And we're continuously chasing these things, and we're hoping to create like a mix and match of this perfect ideal life, which of course does not exist in the real world, right? Because everybody's life is a package, if you would agree, right? Every single person has pain in their life of some kind or the other. It's just that we don't look at it, or sometimes it's not available for us to see. We assume that their life is really great. So when we look at them from a distance, we feel that I really want this person's life, but I don't know what else is going on in that person's life, right? And if you actually had a chance to look at somebody's life in totality, most likely you will choose your own. And very interesting. And how does this really pan out? What it does for us is very strange. For example, let's say somebody's working in a job and you have a colleague who is doing as well as you, and now this colleague goes out and buys a BMW, for example. And all this while, both of you had a Honda City, and now this person has a BMW. And when you look at his BMW, you're like, I wish I had that too. Or it could be a mobile phone for all I care, but it's something, something material, right? So you say, I wish I had that. And then you keep wishing it so often that it becomes a desire, an innate desire that I must have the BMW. And then even though you cannot afford it, you actually go out and, get yourself a huge EMI and buy the car because somebody else had it. And now you're stuck because you're not saving any money, you're getting out of your comfort zone to pay the EMIs to people, to the bank. And now if your boss gets to know that that's your state, he can ask you to work more hours, long hours, and you will not have the choice to quit as well, because you know that your whole house runs on that EMI that comes from the salary that he provides. So literally you could be manipulated and your freedom will be completely taken over. So in some sense you have traded a good car for freedom. right? So every time we are, we are comparing ourselves to others, we make decisions which in the long run may not be healthy for us. Because again, it's a choice, right? You want material comforts or do you want your freedom? And both are good values to have, depends on which one works for you, right? So that's another thing, okay? Now coming to the next thing is, so how do we handle this? A lot of times, other people are moving ahead of us. So for example, if you get out of college, you get out of school, you feel that other people got a job faster than you, other people are getting promotions better than you, somebody else's business is doing better than yours, and all of that dilemma is going on in the head. So how do we deal with that? First suggestion to that is adore your detours. Imagine if you were taking a road trip somewhere, right? Let's say you were traveling somewhere and you took a little detour and you discovered this beautiful small village or some small town, and you really enjoyed it, and eventually you did reach your destination, right? So was the detour bad or good? We don't know, right? So the point is that if you could adore your detours, it'll be amazing, because it allows you to experience more in life. And I always feel that you should be confident in the divine timing, in the universal timing of yourself, because sometimes you may think that a detour is bad, but it actually may be good, because there could be lessons you need to learn before you actually get to the final destination. And it's not always nice to reach a destination, or not always better to reach a destination in the imagined time. Sometimes it's nicer to reach your destination later and take that little detour, because it allows you to grow as a human being and allows you to experience life in a better way. So of course, adore your detours. Second, don't be a comparisonaholic, if there's a word like that. So how you have a workaholic and alcoholic, don't be a comparisonaholic, because comparison is a drug. It's an alcohol which is addictive, number one, and number two, it'll rob you of all your joy, and it'll leave you in this one corner feeling a hangover. And the best way to identify the hangover is that you will have continuous angst, continuous anger towards other people, continuous jealousy towards what other people have, continuous need to prove yourself, continuous dissatisfaction and discontentment, and complete loss of joy, right? So you can avoid the hangover for sure. And comparing both ways is bad. Sometimes people say don't compare up, compare down, and I say both are bad, because when you compare up, you're always looking at people better than you, then you feel sad. But if you compare down, which means you're looking at people who are not as good as you, then you may never even reach your own potential, because you're continuously killing your potential, since you're anyways better than them. The old phrase, andho mein kana raja, right? So you feel that I've done well because you're comparing yourself down. So don't do that. The only person you need to compare yourself with is actually you. And I think one of the best things to do that is kind of put blinders on, so you put your blinders on and you only focus on yourself, tune out from the world and tune into your inner world. Sometimes I feel it would be nice if everybody got their materialistic goals, because that's when they would realize that the sense of completion really doesn't come from materialistic things, but it comes from following your heart, following your purpose, and doing things beyond yourself, doing things which help other people, doing things which contribute to other people in a bigger way. And that's that's what is going to give you that that joy, and satisfaction that yes, your life is meaningful. So as I said, the best thing to do is neither compare up nor compare down. Compare your life with yourself. Try to be the best version of you possible. Try to be the better version of you possible. And each time the comparison is with who you were. And it's not about what you own, it's more about who you're becoming in the process of your goal achievement, So the comparison always, am I a better person today than I was a couple of years ago? Do I understand human beings better? Do I have better relationships? Is my understanding of the world better? Is my connection with my own self better? So that could be a great metric to do that. The second thing you want to do is, of course, a social media detox. And I say that in a very specific way, A lot of times we wake up in the morning and the first thing we do is go to our social media and check kisne kya Instagram post dala, who's been where on Facebook, and, we're liking, and we're starting to get this little anxiety happening for us. Like, dude, I have nothing interesting to post. Sometimes we start living lives, start going to places, start checking into places only to prove to other people that, yes, I also have a life and it's worth noticing, and come notice my life and give me some comments and likes. So you don't want to do that, and especially disconnect from people on social media you tend to compare yourself with. There'll always be these few hand-counted people that you compare yourself with all the time. Just disconnect from them. You don't have to follow them. You don't need to be their friend. You can unfriend them, and just stay put and have a good life. The most important thing, the way you wake up, is very critical, and I talked about that in my last to last video called Savers. And in that one, It's very important that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing, when the alarm clock rings, this is what you say in your head: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Do not negotiate with your alarm clock at all, because when you do that, you're continuously reacting to life post that, because you're just putting away your decisions. You had a decision to wake up, and when you wake up when the alarm clock rings, you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You're telling yourself that your decisions are more important than your excuses, and you're setting yourself in a beautiful energy, in a beautiful priming state to have a fantastic day ahead. Choose your 2 priorities for the day or 3 priorities for the day and live by that, and stop worrying about what anybody else is doing in their life, because their life is literally theirs and yours is yours. And what you achieve in yours is important to you, because that's what you were sent here for. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope whatever points I brought up would have been of some use to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll be very delighted to answer them. It's lovely to see so many people log in right from the start to the end. That's an awesome sight for me. Thank you so much, each one of you who's logged in, who sent in their comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you get a question later, if you're watching this video later, feel free to send in something in the comments section, and when you do, I will respond to you within the next 48 hours. And I believe somebody mentioned I'd love to meet you in person. Well, you're more welcome to. I run free previews in Mumbai, of course, every month about my workshops. So if you want, you can always register for one of those and come, and I'll be happy to see you offline. So in the meantime, hang in there and focus on yourself and drive your goals, because that's important to you. Tune into yourself and forget about everyone else, because you were sent on this earth because you're unique. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ruma. I guess so. Nobody's sending in any questions today. So, I'll call it an evening. Yeah, that's what we say. They say call it a day. So I'll call it an evening, because I'm headed now for a meeting. Right here at Tidal Waves at the DeBella Coffee Shop. So excited about going there. There's a team of people waiting for me to talk business. And thank you so much, you guys, for being with me today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, 5 p.m. same time, most likely at home. Bye-bye.